Hey gamers, it's me, Meltalic Original, and if you know me, I'm a very big Magic the Gathering player. But one problem I find with deck techs, especially commander deck techs, is that they're either too short that you don't know what the deck actually is supposed to do, or they're too long that they just go way into depth and you don't have the time for that. And you don't even know how the deck feels. So I'm basically trying to make it a very short and very comprehensive deck tech so that you can basically pick this deck up, which you can find in the link in the description below, and just try it out for yourself. You can test it and play it and make any modifications that you want to, but it's ready to go and you know how it works. So let's get right into it. So my deck that I'm going to be showing you today is called Myr. It is a Myr Tribal deck, but it's mainly about artifacts and flooding the board with as many artifacts as possible. And you don't really need to care about your lands, because even though there's only 28 lands, there's a whole ton of mana fixing in your artifacts and your creatures. Going over to the tags, in your mirrors, obviously you have like Alloy Myr, Copper Myr, Gold Myr. Like, you have a lot of mirrors that can basically tap for mana, so you have ways of making your mana work for whatever way that you need, especially for like other ones that actually do have colored pips in their CMC, or whatever term that you want to use today. And you have ways of casting your artifacts and basically flood the board as fast as possible with artifacts and make just big creatures and swing wide and just do a lot of big funny artifact stuff. I think the main guy that you might be, my main player in this deck is Lodestone Myr, because if you have Urtet out and a lot of other artifacts, you can just basically tap the artifacts, give it +1/+1, and go to the combat. Well, this is pre-combat main phase, and then go to your combat phase, tap your mirrors again, and just have Lodestone Myr swing for just the hugest amount, for like easily like 10, 15, 20 damage directly with tramples. So that's going to be basically wiping your opponent's board unless they have some way to fight that back, which usually times you're not going to be able to do that. But there are also other ways to win as well and basically take over the board. You have other ways of just pumping up your mirrors by like Myr Incubate. You have Myr Incubator. You have Myr Matrix by pumping him up. You have I'm trying to remember which one exactly it is. You have Plague Myr. You have Millennium Myr. I'm trying to remember exactly which one it is. Myr Galvanizer. You have basically a lot of pumping, and even with Urtet itself, you can pump your mirrors as big as possible and swing for 15, 20, 30 power easily in a turn. And especially with the Urtet's, initial ability, whenever you cast a mirror, you get basically you're getting 2 for 1 when you're getting a mirror, whenever you play it. And at the beginning of combat, you just untap mirrors, and there's a lot of shenanigans that you can do with it. And looking at the mana curve, you're not going to have any problems trying to basically cast any mirror, and there's ways to discount that cost as well. So you're not going to have to wait a whole lot to get your proper hand and get everything, your game plan going. So let's try and play test with this hand. This is definitely going to work. Let's play test with this. So let's imagine that you're playing with a 4-person pod, so you're going to be drawing a card initial. Let's play the Great Furnace for this turn, and I can already put this one and then do that. And then I'm going to end my turn. Second, turn 2, we're going to play a Power Plant, and I can tap for 1, 2, 3. I can wait, can I? No, never mind. I can tap for 2. So then I could put an Arcane Signet out on the battlefield, and I already have a lot of my mana fixing already there. So that's so good. And then just going into turn 3, I can immediately cast my commander if I want to. I don't have to, but I could. So what I'm going to do on this turn is tap that for mana tap. I'm just basically going to tap to get more artifacts on the battlefield and get as many of these as possible. And say, I'm going to swing with this. And I'm assuming that it's going to die. I'm going to put that into the graveyard. And oops, I can already put another mirror into my hand, onto the battlefield. So that's crazy. So let's go into the next turn. And already I have so much mana. I could just pump this out. And there's a lot of things that you can do with that. And even like restarting with another hand, not like that. Even with another hand like that, you at least want to have like at least 2 things. And you have a lot of ways of getting things out. So like that one would be turn 1, so drawing a card, going like that, put that out, and you have a mirror on the battlefield, and you could do a lot. There's a lot of ways to basically turn 2, turn 3, have multiple mirror on the battlefield, have your commander out, and get a lot of stuff done. So that's basically what the deck does, is basically ramps a lot of artifacts on the battlefield that your opponents will not keep up. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you next time. Woo!
Many Magic Gathering players ask a question.